short shakedown hike and see how my final choices, or semi-final choices, are going to work out tonight. I'm off to Cedars of Lebanon State Park today I'm getting gone later than what I had originally hoped. So I'm just going to do a short hike this afternoon of about 2 miles. And then tomorrow, after I get up and get everything packed away, there's about a 4-mile hike that I thought I would try. And if it goes well, I may do it twice. But it's a beautiful day, nice and sunny. It is right now about between 59 and 55 degrees. It's supposed to get down in the mid-30s tonight. So once I get hiking, I may be dressed too warm. I've actually got on the clothes I plan to hike during the winter in. Because the shorts I plan on hiking in for the summer, I'm not quite ready to let everyone see my lack of tan right now. On trail, I probably won't care. I just want to be comfortable and be safe. Today, I'm going to be, I think the main thing I'm going to be checking out is my footwear. It's really hard for me to find shoes that are comfortable to wear. So I plan on just wearing some sneakers that I normally would wear in my everyday life. That may be a mistake, and if I make it to mountain crossings, they may have to help me choose a better pair of footwear. But for the time being, I'm going to start out with those. In my everyday life, I hate wearing socks. Totally hate wearing socks. I worked in retail for about 15 years, and a lot of my co-workers would give me a hard time for not wearing socks because they couldn't understand why I didn't get blisters. And personally, I thought that I didn't get blisters because I wore no socks. But I've watched a lot of videos about people's gear and their clothing, and everybody seems to favor some type of wool sock. There's the Farm to Feet. There's Darn Tough. Darn Tough is the ones I ended up going with. I've got a couple of pair of those. And of course, for someone who is not used to wearing socks, they seem incredibly thick. And then when I heard that a lot of people who hike get blisters, and so they recommended the Injunji toe socks, the sock liners, to help alleviate that problem. So I'm thinking, well, going from wearing no socks to 2 pair of socks. So I bought the same sneaker that I use in everyday life, and I gotta have size larger because I like wearing my shoes, especially my sneakers, just a tad big, and I have to get a wide. So I am going to be testing out both of those shoes and socks and no socks and whatever combination of socks I can come up with during this shakedown hike today. I'm also going to, after I hike today, I've just rented me a spot at their local campground because this state park doesn't really have any backcountry sites. So I'm just going to stay in a regular campground tonight. And I'm going to be testing my sleep system as well as everything else that I have. I did manage to leave the house and forget to take my fuel canister, so I am on my way to our local Walmart to find another canister. And if they don't have any more, then I guess I'll be making a small wood fire tonight to cook on. And I kept telling myself, don't forget your canister, don't forget your canister. And what did I do? I forgot my canister. So, it could be a lot worse. But I've made a couple of changes to my sleep system that I'm hoping are going to be better But I tell you what, I got to get better at packing my backpack. I started an account on lighterpack.com, and the total that it gave me of my pack is pretty spot on. I have a luggage scale, so after I packed it today, I weighed it, and it and lighterpack.com are pretty much neck and neck. Maybe just a couple ounces off, but I tell you what, finding enough space in that backpack it was tough. I was overheated by the time I got it packed. So that is one thing that I will be doing after I get back home tomorrow evening. I might not do it tomorrow evening, but maybe the day after. I'm going to work on packing and unpacking that backpack. You know, it's just like anything else. They look huge until you start trying to fold your stuff down really small and cram in there. And I've already weeded some things out. I may have too many pair of socks, because right now I have 2 pair of Darn Tough socks. I bought a pair of the Sealskins waterproof socks. And then I also have a pair of quarter high Injinji wool toe socks for in camp, because my in camp shoes are going to be a pair of flip-flops. They're the ones I wear in my everyday life. They're lightweight. They were actually lighter than anything else that I could find, and that I knew would not aggravate the width of my feet. I may end up having to explore going to man's shoe size to get some that are wide enough. I don't know. So anyway, I'm almost at my Walmart, so I'm gonna get off here and go in and see if I can find a canister of fuel. And yeah, if not, I'll be buying some firewood when I get to the state park, because I brought along some dehydrated food to try tonight to see if I like it. And that's another thing with my interstitial cystitis. I can't just eat anything. So I've done an elimination diet, and I'm introducing foods back into my diet. And everything that I am bringing with me on trail is stuff that I have tested and have found that it does not cause me any excessive pain. So, yeah. Every time I go to Dollar General, I'll look around and have the mindset of, okay, if I'm doing a resupply here, what could I possibly get that might figure into introducing food back into my diet? Okay, everybody's stopped and nobody seems to know where they're going. All right, so anyway, I'm about to pull into Walmart right here, so I'm going to let you go, and I'll check back in later. Well, I'm leaving Walmart. They didn't have my fuel. They were sold out. So I guess I'll go back home and get my fuel. Because I don't have another Walmart or any type of outfitter between here and the campground I'm going to. So I know I could probably build a fire, but the fire pits they have at this park are the really, really deep ones. And usually there's so many ashes down in the bottom of the fire ring that it's even really hard to build a regular fire. Oh, you know what? I could have got some charcoal. I just now thought of that. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, that's a good idea. Thanks, Nita. You're a pretty smart lady. Okay, so here we are at the park. We're going to do the 2-mile trail today. Let's see. We're going to do Cedar Forest Trail, 2-mile loop. Hopefully we can get that done in about maybe an hour, hour and a half. I'm going to take my time. So let's get on track. As you can see, this probably at one time was paved, and now it has broken all up, and it's actually kind of treacherous to walk on. But anyway, it's just a nice little loop going through the cedar glades. My backpack, like I say, is just kind of bursting at the seams because I've got so much stuff in it. It feels pretty good though. It's going to take me a while to kind of get used to doing all this though. As I came into the park, I saw a small group of deer crossing the road, and I thought that was kind of, I don't know, kind of nice, because I've never, as many times as I've been at this park, I've never seen deer here. So yeah, anyway, that was a nice surprise. Okay, so we got to take a left up here to do the 2-mile loop. And is this actually a little blaze on this tree? If it is, I would be surprised. But you know what? See it right there? I'm gonna say it is. Okay, oh, this is looking better. This is looking so much better. All right, let's go on down this way a little bit. Okay, talk to you in a little bit. All right, so that definitely was a blaze that we saw back there. I've seen a couple more. Here's one on this tree coming up here. It had gotten really warm today, but it's turned off a little bit cool, enough for me to put my fleece jacket on. And it's a good thing because I couldn't seem to find room in my backpack to pack my fleece jacket. See that blaze right there? So yeah. So yeah, I've never done a through hike before. So I mean, I think I've kind of, trimmed down my wardrobe that I'm bringing, and I've got my rain jacket, I've got a fleece jacket, and then I have my puffy. Is that overkill? Is that too many jackets? Do I need to send one home or leave one home? I mean, I'm going to be in higher elevations. I know at night it can get pretty doggone cold. So, I don't know. I had set out some clothes that I really wanted to be able to have to wear in camp every night. It's my nice big baggy sloppy sweatpants and a t-shirt, but there just wasn't room, so it's gonna have to stay behind. So anyhow, if y'all think I've got too many jackets, let me know. I've never done this kind of thing before, so I have to rely on others to tell me what might possibly be needed. Okay, so, oh look, it's kind of opened up a little bit. Yeah, the forest in the winter. It's still beautiful. The sun's gonna be setting here soon. See, it's right there. And then I'll be going back to the campsite and getting my tent set up. The campsite that I have, all of them here at this park, except for the handicapped sites, they have a gravel pad for your tent. And I was really hoping to not sleep on gravel, even though it'll probably be kinder to the bottom of my tent than trying to set my tent up outside the tent pad, and it's pretty muddy right now. I mean, it's not like mushy mud, but it's wet, and it's, you know, it's enough that it's gonna have some damp feeling to it. But you know, I got my insulated pad, so I'm not worried about that. As you can probably tell, this trail isn't very far from the main road that goes through the park, so you're gonna hear people driving up and down the road. Okay, well, I'm gonna put this phone away for a minute and walk a little bit more. Okay, so I've already figured out I've got to rig up a different tripod situation. The one I've got. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
We're doing great, thanks.
Beautiful day.
Yes, very much so. But the tripod I have comes apart too easy, and I'm afraid of dropping my phone. So, right now, the shoes that I have on are the larger size. Hang on. Okay, so I think I may have to rig up a better tripod situation. The little one I've got, it was just a cheap one off of Amazon. It don't take much for it to come apart. And of course, I'm afraid of losing or breaking my phone. But anyway, so got out here, cold air, breathing hard. My nose is starting to bleed. Yay, and it'll probably continue to bleed. Let me check and see if anybody's coming up behind me. Nope, I seem to be all alone out here, but I just passed a lovely couple, and we talked about how beautiful the day was, and it sure is. Right now, I was talking about my shoes earlier that I'm trying out for this particular day. I've got on the larger pair right now, and only one pair of socks. I've got on a pair of my Darn Tough socks, and we'll see how that does. I know that these shoes will not work without socks, because I got on the treadmill at the gym with them the other day, and within 3 or 4 minutes, I could feel a place rubbing on my foot. So, be that as it may, if I end up needing to have 2 pairs of socks, I'll go with a larger pair. If it turns out I can walk without socks, or just 1 pair of socks, then I will go for the smaller pair. Okay, let me turn this around and let you see what I'm seeing right now. Okay, isn't the forest lovely? I love these slabs of rocks, and I know that on the Appalachian Trail, I'm really gonna see some big ones. The trail got a little better once I got off that broken up roadbed. This is okay. I can do this, but you know, it is still muddy in places, and there are still a lot of patches of dead leaves around. Whew. And I know that in Tennessee, snakes like to hide out in those. So far, thank God, I haven't seen any. I'm hoping it's still too cool. But just about the time I think I know what's going on, things change. So, loving the tree roots. I mean, seriously, they're beautiful. I know they're treacherous to try to walk over, but they're really pretty. All right, putting this away for a while. So, I'm standing here beside this nice little quagmire of the trail, thinking how yucky it looks. And then look over here, and look, it's a little spring flower about to open up. See? There's some right up here that are open a little more little clusters. See? And see? Wildflowers. I love them. Nobody can garden like God does. Okay, so I was walking along looking for the next blaze on the trail, and I look over to my left, and this is a fairly good sized sinkhole. Tennessee is known for rocks and sinkholes. Let's look at this one. I'm not gonna go down in it because sun's starting to go down. I need to get back to camp. Wow, it's pretty deep. Look. Yeah. Got a little hole there. Moss all along the banks. Yeah. There might be a bear down there asleep for all I know. Oh well, back to the trail. Okay. So you know how I forgot to get my fuel canister? Well, I bought some charcoal, and I managed to get my water boiling, and I've got my food ready. So I'm having refuel meal of chicken teriyaki, and this is what I've got in it. Got red peppers, red sweet peppers, and rice, and chicken, and man, it smells good. So I'm gonna eat so I can go to bed. I'm cold, I'm tired. I'll update on how my hike was later. Okay, so I'm here in my tent. I put my mattress up like that so nobody can see me changing. And looking at the thermometer, let's see, that's looking like it's about 40, no, it's about 34 degrees. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm in my tent. I got my dinner made. I couldn't eat it all, so I ate what I could, and I'm just going to throw the rest of it away. It was really good, but I really don't think that it agreed with me too much because I am feeling some pain. So I took me some baking soda and washed it down with some water, and that should help before too much longer. Got the tent set up okay. I got back to my campsite after dark. I was hiking, and on the map it makes it look like a really simple little just loop that goes back to where you started, but the trail actually twisted and turned all through the woods. There were, after I showed you that one sinkhole, there were so many sinkholes, but it started getting dark, so I didn't make any more videos. And I came up on a place on trail where there was a, not an official trail, that cut off and went down to the road, which took you over to the store. But I thought, well, I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to stay on trail. And about 15 minutes later, I had to turn around and go back and find the cheat trail. And then I got off on the road and had to walk quite a ways back to get to where I had parked my car. The reason I turned back is because it was dark enough that I could not see any blazes, and the trail pretty much disappeared into water. I couldn't tell how deep it was. I kept looking and didn't see any further blazes on the other side, so I decided that I would just turn around and go back and get out the safest way possible. So it was, like I say, it was dark before I got to my car. So I drove back over to my campsite and set up my tent in the dark. I got it set up pretty good. And I lit me some charcoal and heated me some water so I could make my dinner. And did all that, brushed my teeth, and now I'm in my tent and I'm getting things all settled. And so I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good night.